We with autism, ADHD, BPD, whole slew of other mental health or neurological differences tend to overshare quite a bit. Whether it be on social media or person to person, or even in the classroom where we info dump or over participate, as it were. And I know I do this a lot. I've been told on time or two or 12 or 15 or whatever on Facebook that I post too much. It hasn't been recently or anything, but I have noticed as time goes by, the more I post, the less often people comment or like or anything like that on my posts. And usually my posts, especially over the last couple years, my posts have been about mental health, about related to psychology, neurology, stuff like that. About trying to educate about mental health, about trying to advocate for those with mental health problems or neurological differences. And when I do, I generally share a video, TikTok video, YouTube video, and I add my own commentary in the post via text. Now, these text posts tend to be a good couple paragraphs, and I've been told that or asked if I was writing a book or whatever with my posts. And the same thing happens in class. I do online classes for my master's degree. And when a topic of interest comes up and I have something I want to share, it doesn't go through a filter like with neurotypicals. When I think it, I type it. Now, the problem here is that often I feel like even though our instructors will kind of latch on to what I share and ask me to expand upon it, and it goes along with what we're talking about and everything, and I've been told that I have really good insights and everything, I feel like I don't receive the respect from my classmates that maybe I should. Peer to peer. Like maybe I'm not taken seriously because I tend to over participate. Now, in high school, this wasn't a big deal for me because after the events of my middle school years and the severe bullying I endured, I chose not to participate in classes. I chose not to do schoolwork at all. I chose not to participate in class discussions and stuff like that, and just slide through until I was able to drop out. And then by the time I got my act together, it was too late and I was already too far behind, so I had to drop out anyway. But I digress. Since returning to school and being in college, I found myself over participating. I asked a classmate a few days ago if she thought I participated too much. If I forget how I worded it, but I basically said, do you think I share too much when we're on specific topics of interest of mine or whatever, if I participate too much. She said absolutely. And I wasn't sure how to take that. And so, and she continued with saying, why do you think something different? And so I expressed my feelings, that I felt like, yeah, I do feel like I may over participate. It's just my autism. Something comes to mind. My autism tells me, share it. Share a little bit of your information that you have. But at the same time, I don't want people to feel like I'm a know-it-all or trying to be a know-it-all or anything like that. Well, she didn't reply to that. And so I waited. Nothing yesterday. And then this morning I got a reply saying that she just saw my reply. And of course, naturally, my BPD brain thought because she didn't reply originally that she was blowing me off. And then I talked to my wife about it last night and everything. And then this classmate replied to me this morning saying that she had just seen my reply and basically said everything my wife had said last night. And what both of them said was essentially, I'm currently in the process of unmasking, of being who I truly am. And sometimes what's going to happen is I'm going to overshare. I am going to over participate. And I'm going to, be me. If I feel like it's too much, maybe share every other thought or every third thought, something like that. And while this is good advice in theory, I'm not sure if it would work. Because by sharing every third thought or every other thought, you've now got a backlog of thoughts. And so you try to make up for it. And you end up posting or sharing too much of a specific thought. Like you're writing a book. And so it can be difficult for us to know how much to share, how much to participate, how much to post, how much to comment. And even if we do only share every third thought or whatever, how much of that thought do we share? Should we share? How do neurotypicals know how much information to share? So if I'm talking about neurodivergence, specifically ARFID, I'm going to go into detail on ARFID. I'm going to talk about how my son has ARFID. I'm going to talk about the pros and cons to ARFID, what will help ARFID autistics, and so on. And just like here on this app, you've seen most of my videos are not short videos at all. It's very difficult for me to stick under 10 minutes, which since TikTok has extended our video time to 30 minutes now, it's a little bit easier to stick within the time. I used to have to edit the hell out of videos in order to stay under 10 minutes. So how do you, whether you be neurotypical or neurodivergent, how do you know how much to share, how much to talk about, how much to participate without overwhelming people, without making them feel like you're trying to be a know-it-all. Let me know in the comments.